In the 2000s, this would be a typical case that I would buy. The cheapest case and power supply I could find, so that I could spend as much as possible on the rest of the hardware. But for those with more money to spend than me, you could buy this. This is the Shiftec Dragon. They were really made by a Chinese company called Chenming, but Shiftec or Antec or other companies would resell them with some variations to the case and different power supplies. If you open the door, you see it has an interesting front panel here for audio, 5-wire and USB, and the drive rails that makes it easy to remove and add DVD ROMs and such. It has 2 fans in the back and 1 on the side. I found this computer in the dumpster, so let's open up the case and see what the hardware is inside. Well, what we see is a mess, so I'm going to have to remove all the things. It's a full tower case, so it's easy to work with and it has no sharp edges. The graphics card is a Gainward GeForce FX 5600. It has optical audio in and out, and some regular audio jack connector. At the bottom we have a 5-wire card. And this is 1GB of 333 MHz DDR RAM in total. The motherboard is a Chaintech 7JS. It has a lot of features, and I was surprised it has 2 SATA ports and 1 extra IDE connector. And this C-Media sound chip also supports A3D and EAX. So, that's interesting. So I guess I have to install Windows 98 because I don't think A3D works under XP. But I will also install XP at this time. But before I do anything else, I need to clean up this machine. I could not find a manual for this motherboard, so I just have to take my best guess to where I should connect these. It's not labeled on the motherboard either. And this is an Athlon XP 2400 Plus. So the firewire cable to the front panel is a bit short and I wanted to be able to hide the cable a bit more. So I tried to move the card further up, but I can't, because the connector is reversed for some reason. After struggling a bit, I found the right pins for the power cable and I was able to start the computer. And it works. I also wanted to install this memory card front panel, but I have no available internal USB connectors left. So I found this USB 2 controller card, but it needs some repairs. As you can see, the tracer is broken. I also had to remove this connector and add some extra pins to the card. The case used to have another fan at the bottom in another caddy, but the pin for the locking mechanism for this caddy was broken off. I'm trying to do some cable management here, but we didn't do much of that in the past, and it was not a thing to completely hide the cables like today. So this case is not designed for that. But when removing this SATA cable to try to do some cable management, I accidentally removed the whole SATA connector. So this whole motherboard is falling apart a bit. But I don't want to fix that now. I will have to fix that later sometimes. I didn't want to remove the whole motherboard and everything now. And then I remembered I was supposed to use the yellow cables that came with the case. How could I forget that? Well, I boot up the machine and see that I need some drivers for the sound card. And then I found Phil's computer lab had these drivers. But of course, he has already tested this card. No surprise there. And the card sucks apparently. So let's find another card instead. Sound Blaster Odyssey. That should work fine. And now let's test some games.
I wanted to dig inside my skull and scrape out the pain.
she's one of them. She's here to kill me.
Back off, Payne.
Winterson!
Right. Into long 6 left. Into long 4 left and keep right. And long 4 right tightens, don't cut. And 6 left cut and care long 4 right. Into 3 left. 50. Long 5 right over crest, into 6 left and crest and 4 left, and 6 right cut and long 6 left.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. I'm just going to quickly mention a few things. The USB card I tried to fix, well, I was not able to fix it, or maybe I used the wrong drivers. Well, it wouldn't work at least. So I removed the cable for these two and used this one instead. So now these two USB ports work and this one works. That's fine. And also I replaced the two drive bays with some other ones. I added a black one, it looked a bit nicer, and also a Philips CD burner that looks a bit more interesting at least. So I'm also going to upgrade the graphics card because it's not powerful enough. Need for Speed Underground was a bit laggy, and also the CPU cooler makes a lot of noise, so I need to change that. And perhaps add some blue LED fans to make it look a bit more interesting. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.